Good morning, ladies. My name is Chaz, and welcome to the What If Deku was overheat. So, in this What If, I know that he might not look like here, let's get to a better picture. He might not look like the overheat thing. He looks like a robot that has, that's what his name is. His name is Overheat, so it's basically, he's supposed to be like this human, or yeah. So, and you guys chose her to be his wife. So, in order to, literally, I am gonna do this. Ready? Yeah, zooming comes in after. So, yeah. Inko is basically gave birth to two people. Overheat, or Zuko, and Zumi. They got rid of Zuko, and yeah, he been basically raised off of streets thing because he's too fiery. As yeah, and let's say, because some of you might probably not think, I'm gonna put his birth was right before, before All for One versus Float Girl. Of course, Float Girl took Zuko into to be her son. Yeah. So he ends up got not a name change, but they call him Zuko. Just Zuko, not yeah. So he basically, and I'm also I forgot to mention, I'm making her same age as Zuko, so no overage versus or I'm not trying to do that. So yeah. And overheat is not heat blast. They're both separate people. Heat blast is the Ben 10 aliens. And overheat is basically yeah. Or he comes from Earth, so yeah. So then, yeah, so they reach 15. She goes to the same school as him. As when he showed his fiery attacks, and this, and to the robots, that got her pumped up. yeah, that girl is kinda fascinated over Zuko, as, yeah, she basically wants Zuko for herself. So, so she's in class 1A. And yeah, and he's in class 1A with her. And Zumi was in class, but she does not know that her brother is in the same class as him, or as her. So, yeah, basically, it's scary. But when it was just kind of weird. And you know what's funny, or weird? When he battled against All for One, he just absolutely skewered the poor man. Yeah, that's what what All for One looked like. And then round two, you know. So I'm not trying to do Boria, but I'm skipping the ball throw because he flicks the ball because he can't handle things real well. So yeah, as he got infinity by just flicking the ball around. As yeah, so sorry about that noise in the background if you could hear it. But the Zuko, and I'm also skipping the heroes versus villains. But during the USJ, they show up. I already have a picture, but when they showed up, the villains came out, and the door was harder than they couldn't even open the door. As Zuko said, or actually, he tells them, "Give me a moment, I'll open the door." As he opens the and that's what he does. as he basically opens the door, and so all the students ran out as 13 was gonna get teleported, but then when Overheat uses his flame to create a portal right underneath me, as yeah, he teleports 13 to out there unharmed. He could do it he could go to the underworld and or come back from the dead. Yeah. But yeah. So she's pumped up about it. Because she could not believe that he has flaming warp gate powers things. Like, he could use his flames. And, yeah. So, he basically, as he knows that all Eraserheads are about to get killed, so he decides to shoot Rogers. Like, basically, flame around. First, he teleports Mr. Ozawa away. And like fiery fist came out of nowhere. And who came as he says, "This is gonna be painful, but I'll do it." As he shoots fire from his fist. Like, he basically, yeah, he basically bent reality. Like, basically, he basically made the meteors, all the villains, they were skewered. Not dead, but they were, like, on a break, like, death thing. As he, like, breathes it in, like, he feels much better. Like, as he feels a lot better when then he grabs all the villains and put them in. So, yeah. As the heat came down, and Zuko finally, after these heroes versus villains, she finally walked up to him and said, and this, "You and I should go on a date." And Zuko, as as she's pumped up for it. Yeah. As Zuko wasn't the one that turns down the offer thing. So he ends up dating her. So I'm skipping these sports festival internship things. He does battle against Hero Killer Stain. Or actually, scratch that. During the sports festival thing. After he was done with his little match against the brain dude, the mind-controlled brain dude, I seen what happens when Chaco and the brain dude tried to, like, get mind, or, like, yeah. Basically, yeah, But, yeah. So, he won against, yeah. As, yeah. He battles more on, like, his fiery side, or his flame, so that and Todoroki uses his fire and ice. Yeah, and they had to, or he had to wear, like, something that's fireproof, so he designed his, like, UA sports vest outfit thing to be a more, like, fireproof thing. So, yeah, basically, he's like, ow. As Todoroki was knocked out. And then, yeah. So, I'm skipping these or internship because the Zuko went in and took out Hero Killer Stain before, yeah. So then or actually Bakugo was like, why can't you just die already? Shitty nerd, die. At the sports festival, but so then at the camp park, because he's literally fire. So, yeah, he's basically laying on a bed of coals with heated coals. So, yeah, he basically, I don't know really. Yeah, it basically was like on a whole nother level. So, yeah, Zuko got kidnapped, and then he ends up, or Mina knew that between the Hunhen girl, I don't know how to say that name, but I'll just say Hunhen girl, with the most, like, yeah. So when Zuko meets All For One again, All For One says, you're the one that, huh, at the, as All Might did not know that Zuko is the one that defeated All For One. As he says, now this time, I'll make sure that you'll. Hey, you drive. So, yeah, basically Zuko, battles, and he won, and All For One died. Like, basically, there was nothing left. And so then after the school thing, like, they officially became pro heroes. Like, I'm skipping the overhaul fight. And, yeah, Zuko basically and her got married and had a little girl named, I forget her name. Give me a moment. This one, the the very top one, that's a 65 or 67%, is Mr. Co. Mr. Co. Mr. Co. Yeah. So the Mystico is their daughter's name. She has basically the same powers as her father and her mother's. Yeah. So then one day he battles against a villain and he ends up getting killed. But when he came back, and in his, like, they thought he was in his, yeah, when he came back, he looked more like how she was, but with like mix of rainbow colors. Or it's basically like if he was about the same size, or when the flame thing kind of looked like him, but he still had, or he looks like that one, with like only flames come down his, or as his hair. So he's not blind, he's just he could see, he still has the beautiful blue eyes, like, and she thought he was dead, so, because she saw his death. But then when he came back, and she was crying and like she couldn't believe her own, yeah. And then when he came back, and he actually did one against the villain, but the stress on his body running was too much for him. So yeah. And he still has the powers of his, like he could jump into volcanoes and be swimming in a volcano. Yeah. As when Zuko, who walks around, and the float girl, the one that, I forget her name, the one that looks like his mother, but without a ponytail in the back. Yeah. She recognizes him, or she didn't even recognize him, as Zuko's. Oh. Or actually, so he basically went full on using his powers. Yeah, he basically shoots fire from his fist as he tells the meteor to stop it. So yeah, Zuko basically was back for reals this time. Yeah, Zuko is, as he says, this is no big deal, as he absorbs the meteor like from his own hands, like what Rimuru does. As yeah, Zuko was on the whole nother level, as everyone thought he was just a citizen. But when he tells them that no need to fear, overhaul is, or no, not overhaul, the overheat is here, as that's his hero name. He goes by, as they remembered, as when Inko Asashi saw, or no, when Asashi heard, as he asked, "Who is he?" "I'm Zuko Midoriya," or Zuko. As flippin' Zuko, they said, "Are you sure?" As they knew, yeah, the villains, or the villain that killed me, he actually did something that's cooled my flames off. As, yeah, but he still looks, yeah. So, when she heard that Zuko, his name was Zuko, she ran over and gave him a hug. She knew that he was back. So both of them have flaming things. Yeah. And their daughter is happy that her father is back, but more human than, yeah. So, and Inko decided to tell Zuko that he basically was back. And yeah, Inko, who is happy. So they did a blood test and they tell, or no, she went and one or hugged her own son and tells her daughter that her brother, or that classmate that she used to know, was her brother. Yeah. So I'm not doing this like because I wanted to make 2 videos. And happy Christmas to all. Goodbye.